It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. Okay, so we did a little stockpile chat, the regular one that I had, the longer one on the show that comes up at midnight. I'm trying to think of a new name for that show. I used to call it the Instant Coffee with Jan show, but making a few changes for 024. But I think I'm going to call it the Let's Save Money show. And anyway, that's another that's another thing. Neither here nor there yet officially. But how you doing today? Hope everybody's doing well. I hope that you started a stockpile this year. Let me know if you're just at the very, very, very beginning stage, or where you are in the barometer, or if you've been doing this a little while, or you just started a few months ago, a few weeks ago. Um, do you have problems like space wise where you are, or money wise, to do your stockpile? But let's start from the beginning as far as money goes. Okay, you could begin your stockpile with as little as like $5, and you could get some food at your local dollar store. Try to get the best, the longest dates for whatever, and the stuff that sticks around the longest. That's for sure. Everybody's stockpile is different. For example, this is not my stockpile. This is a friend of mine's stockpile, and I'm looking behind me and I'm seeing a whole bunch of, different, canned items and box items. And yes, for example, I'm looking at the Pop Tarts, which stick out because I like them. Just saying, just saying. And in times of they, by the way, they share very well and they store very well, and they're packed in those little mylar packages. Have you ever noticed that with the Pop Tarts? Just saying, just saying. Very, very helpful. The trick is to get things that last, but also things that are ingredients to, as I call, manufacture your other meals that you can put together. You'll have the ingredients to put it together. It doesn't always have to be the completed product. However, let's say, for example, that you stock up. I don't know if I'm looking at canned spaghetti behind me or something that looks like that. Canned spaghetti and meatballs, for example. Now that's everything done at once. And some nights, let's be honest, you're not in the mood of boiling spaghetti, making meatballs. You don't have any frozen left that you manufactured in the past. So you just want to heat up a can of meatballs for yourself or your family, okay? And that's totally fine. That is still way, way less expensive than paying for it elsewhere, and so on and so forth. Not to mention the time, effort, energy that it takes to do all that. Just grab that can of already done up spaghetti and meatballs, put out a little garden salad, maybe a piece of bread. You are set. You are like done. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's also good in times of, like, if we have power outage, and that's a complete meal. Okay. So just get the little heating source, whatever it is that you're using to do that. And some of the meals, like things that are in pouches, for example, I'm not going to say that it's cheaper to buy them than a can of tuna, for example. Pouch tuna can sometimes run from the sublime to the ridiculous in price, but it still comes out cheaper. For example, if you take it and pack it into your car, or you get hungry, and you're stranded, or you're just hungry and you want protein, and you have immediate access to protein. So these are things that it pays to stock up on. Always, always, always try to get the best possible price, and always, always, always try to make the most of the things that you have. But the trick is, little by little, get it. Even if it means at the beginning of the month, and I talk often about freezer stockpile, which a lot of times people tend to put on the back burner, which I quite don't understand that, but that's another show. Honestly, it really is. But as you go along throughout your month, notice your habits, all of us. Notice our habits when we're eating. And if there's a bunch of, leftovers are a great thing. I call them do-overs. They're the contents for a future do-over meal. Get those little plastic containers and label it. Label it if it's yours. If it's your, like, let's say you have a half a steak, okay? It's your half a steak, and you don't want someone else having it. I'm just saying, like, maybe you just don't feel like sharing it because you just couldn't eat the whole thing, but you still want it. Don't throw it out, whatever you do. No, that half a steak, for especially steak. I just used the wrong example, but you slice it down for the future. Onions, make a hash out of it, a beef hash or something. There's always something we could do with stuff that we have left over, and we could manufacture new meals with that. any way we can stretch a dollar, it is just so worth it. And I don't know about you, but I believe you're just like me in this case. We do not like to waste food. That is just inherently wrong. So there you go. Sorry, went over 5 minutes. Have an amazing, fantastic Friday and a wonderful upcoming weekend. Take good care of yourself and your wonderful family.